Cheesecake, of course, is actually a pie. However, New York-style cheesecake is browned on the outside and kind of puffy on the inside, which is what makes it very kind of cake-like. Lauren asked me to make one for her, so that's what we're going to do.
Take this.
Even if it does bake up cake-like, the filling is still a custard. It's eggs and dairy, the latter being mostly cream cheese. The cream cheese will not mix smoothly unless you warm it up, so you either leave it on the counter for a few hours, or if you're in a rush, you just plop them in a bowl of lukewarm water. Might as well put in the eggs and everything too, because cold eggs could re-chill the cheese while we're mixing, and were I still a memeing man, I would make a meme out of re-chill the cheese. Anyway, New York cheesecake purists might say the base needs to be a sponge cake, but the graham cracker crust is so much easier. One of these standard packages has 9 long crackers, the perfect amount, and you can just smash them right inside their bag as long as you don't hit it too hard. If you hit it too hard, the bag will explode. Grab a microwave-safe bowl, and I'll throw in half a stick of butter, 4 tablespoons, and melt that. And in go the crumbs. You can see that I've got some big pieces mixed in with the little ones. The heterogeneity is good. It'll create fault lines that keep the crust from being too solid. A 1/4 cup of sugar should be plenty, 50 grams, and I would do a little pinch of salt, but I use salted butter, so that's enough, it's fine. And I'm not going to use that much butter. Too much butter also makes the crust too hard once chilled. Normally you want like a moldable wet sand texture. This is a little dry, but because lots more fat from the filling ends up leaking into the crust here, this is going to be the perfect amount. Cheesecake is normally baked in a springform pan for a reason. Cheesecake is sticky, it's too delicate to turn out upside down. You could line like a normal pan with foil or parchment to lift out the cake, but I'm thinking it might work to use a standard 10-inch nonstick skillet, and we'll just slide it out later like an omelet. Let's try that. Smash those crumbs into a solid thin layer, and then we need to pre-bake that at 350 Fahrenheit, 180 C for 10 minutes max, or until the kitchen starts to smell like cookies and maybe you see a little browning. Out that comes to cool. All right, our cheese should be warm enough to stir now. Gotta have warm cheese if you want a cake as fluffy and supple as my mattress from Helix Sleep, sponsor of this video. Helix is running an awesome sale right now, so it's the perfect time to upgrade your mattress. Go to helixsleep.com/Ragusia. Helix makes these beautiful premium mattresses customized to fit your body, your needs, and then conveniently shipped to your door. There's no movers needed. You just haul it into place and you break the very powerful vacuum seal. Wow. This is, I think, the 4th Helix mattress that we've had. We've had different sizes, ones we gave away. They've all had great fit and finish, nicely made, and I like how this hybrid spring and foam style we have is solid but has a nice little sink. You get a 100-night trial to make sure it's the right match with your body. Free shipping in the US. The Helix President's Day sale is live now, and we have an exclusive offer right now. Go to helixsleep.com/Ragusia. Get 27% off your mattress. 27% off with my link below. Thank you, Helix. Anyway, the cheese is warm and loose. Might as well use that same bowl there, and in go the 4 eggs. In goes a whole cup, like 240 grams of warmed sour cream. This loosens the texture of the custard. It stops the cream cheese from being too hard once chilled. 4 of those 8-ounce blocks, 2 pounds total of cream cheese, almost a kilo, dear Lord. I'm doing a 1.5 cups of sugar, 300 grams, which might actually be undersweet for some people. You could use more. 1 heaped tablespoon of cornstarch is not necessary, but it really stabilizes the cake. It makes it less likely to separate or to collapse, and it adds a cake-like texture to what is otherwise a custard pie. Nice big swig of vanilla there. A good pinch of salt really adds to the taste. And if you have one, zest in a lemon and then juice it. And this is an occasion where catching the seeds really does matter. You'd really notice them. An electric mixer of some kind is really useful for such a viscous batter. My recipe here is extra thick with 2 C's. It will tend to retain bubbles and to be less elastic in the oven, thus I do expect it to crack a little. If you really care about getting like a flawless golden dome, consult someone else's recipe. Their batter will probably be thinner. I think this tastes real good, though you can see that I didn't quite warm my cream cheese long enough. There's still some tiny chunks in there. It'll be fine. I'm just saying that's why you warm your cheese. In it goes to the cooled crust. Just fill it to the brim. I have been wanting to try an America's Test Kitchen idea where you bake the cheesecake at a super low temperature for like 3 hours, 4 hours at 200 Fahrenheit, 93 C, until the center reads 165 Fahrenheit, 74 C, at which point you could chill it and you'd basically have the like super custardy traditional US style of cheesecake that we have, or you could jack up the oven to 500 Fahrenheit, 260 C, and put it back in to puff it up a little and to brown the top a deep amber, like the New York style. Mine is not puffing, and yeah, I burned it. You know, there is a Spanish or like Basque cheesecake where they intentionally burn the top a little like that. I bet this will be good. We'll do another one the traditional way in the 9-inch springform pan. Bake at 350 Fahrenheit, 180 C for like 45 minutes or until it's brown and puffy, but the center still jiggles. Then, traditionally, you turn off the oven and then you just leave it to cook a little bit more and to gradually cool for a few hours. Chill the cakes overnight, and to depan the bruleed one here, I think that we can just heat it over low heat and melt that bottom layer of butter and then release the cake. When I shake it, I feel it sloshing back and forth a little bit in the pan. We should be good to slide this out, eh? Maybe a little bit too heavy for that. That was good enough. Anyway, my filling recipe here is different from the America's Test Kitchen one, and that's probably why mine didn't puff up very much, but that soft, dense custardy effect is actually really nice. The bruleed top is great flavor contrast, and all cosmetic sins can be washed away with powdered sugar. I don't know what kind of cheesecake this is, but it's good. Here's my proper rustic New York style cake. Couldn't be easier with the springform pan. You serve it right there, and yeah, you see that comparatively fluffy interior. Honestly, cheesecake can be really good when it comes out all kinds of really different ways. Play with adding extra egg yolks, add some milk, bake at different temperatures. As long as you get the interior temperature to 165 Fahrenheit, for safety reasons, you're going to get something that's really tasty.